In this true crime documentary, we uncover the shocking case of Stephanie Scott.
It's tragic for the family, it's tragic for the people of Leeton, it's tragic for the people of New South Wales and society in general.
She'd understand everything. If you had problems at home, had problems anywhere, you could just speak to her about it. She was amazing. Just want to thank her heaps for everything she's done for us, and we're still praying for her.
She was just such a lovely, vibrant person that fitted in with everyone and everything, and she was well loved by the teachers, the students, and everyone that virtually met her.
Family and friends who'd travelled from overseas for a wedding now face the devastating task of arranging a funeral.
Our story today takes us to the town of Leeton in New South Wales, Australia, a small and quiet rural place that sits in a region known as the Riverina, which is one of the most important agricultural areas in the country. Leeton is not a tourist destination, and it is far from a busy city. It is more like a close rural community, where everyone knows each other by name and by face, and its population barely reaches 11,000 people. Among those 11,000 lives Stephanie Scott, a 26-year-old woman whose life was filled with warmth and promise. But inside her home, no one called her Stephanie because her parents had a special nickname for her. They called her Button Nose, a name that belonged only to the family. Outside, she was the English and drama teacher at Leeton High School. She was known for her kindness and her love for laughter, and she hated seeing anyone sad, whether it was a colleague or a student. At school, her students treated her like a second mother, because she was a friend to them long before she was a teacher. When she was asked once what makes you happiest, she said, "Watching one of my students succeed is the purpose of my life." And her students placed her in a place filled with love and respect. Stephanie did not have many relationships, but she shared a strong bond with her childhood friend, Aaron. They were extremely close, and on his 21st birthday, he surprised her by asking her to be his girlfriend, something she had secretly wished for, but never dared to say so. She would not damage their long friendship. That day, both of them realized that their friendship had quietly turned into love long before either of them noticed. By April 2015, Stephanie was preparing for her wedding to Aaron, and she wanted every detail to be perfect, and she had already sent invitations to guests, many of whom were coming from England and New Zealand, where her family roots were. On Sunday, the 5th of April, during the Easter holiday, and just 6 days before her wedding, she decided to go to the school to prepare the handover notes for the teacher who would cover her classes during her 15-day honeymoon. Aaron was with her that morning, and he asked her not to go because there was a gathering in a nearby town, and he wanted her to join him. But she insisted, even though it was Sunday and the school and the whole area were almost empty. She reassured him and left, and by 11 in the morning, she was already at the school. She kept replying to his messages until 1:40 p.m., and then everything stopped suddenly, and all his messages turned green, meaning she was no longer receiving anything. At first, he did not worry because she had been extremely exhausted from the wedding preparations, and he thought she needed rest. After the gathering, he returned home and called her, but her phone was still off. The next day at 4 in the afternoon, he contacted her family, and the police were notified. The police learned that the last person to see Stephanie was Aaron, and that she had gone to the school, so they headed there. But the staff told them that yesterday there were only a few cleaners at the school, and none of them saw her. On this day, Aaron was questioned for hours, but he was completely shattered, and his grief over losing Stephanie was written all over his face. But beyond the heartbreak, there was something more important, because he had a solid alibi, and by the end of the interrogation, Aaron was no longer considered a suspect. The next morning, search teams spread across the entire area, and helicopters scanned every corner of the town, looking for any sign of her. But what made the biggest impact was a Facebook post that went viral incredibly fast and was shared more than 1,600 times. As the post spread, everyone at the school learned what happened to Stephanie, and that changed everything.
9 reporter Erin Willing is at Leeton High School tonight. Erin, why did police return to the school today?
Pete, police did not only return here for much of the day, they are still in fact here at the school. Now they're using digital mapping technology to mark out the grounds of the school as well as the room where Stephanie would have been working the day that she vanished.
One of the teachers went straight to the police and confirmed that she and Stephanie were at the school together that day, after she had picked her up from home, and they both entered the building. She said she left after 1 o'clock, while Stephanie stayed a little longer. That raised the question, why did no one see her inside the school? Later that day, investigators reviewed every statement taken during their first visit to the school, and that is when everything shifted. The first surprise was that there was only supposed to be one cleaner on duty, but another cleaner had shown up even though it wasn't his shift. And strangely, he was the one taking out the trash bins. It was a detail the police could not ignore, especially when a supervisor came forward saying she had seen Stephanie's red Mazda parked outside the school. But after 2 in the afternoon, the car was suddenly gone. Then she mentioned something chilling. She had heard a loud thud, like someone dragging something across the ground. Now the police were convinced the school was the real starting point of this mystery. Investigators began tracking the cleaner, who was not supposed to be there, and during his first interview, he claimed he never saw Stephanie and said he left at 3 to go to a supermarket, so they went to check the supermarket to confirm his story. But the surprise was that he was never there. Now the investigators were certain that this cleaner was a person they needed to speak with again. School records showed his name was Vincent Stanford, a 24-year-old man. The police went to his home to interview him properly, and his mother allowed them inside. Since he was not there at the moment during the search, they found a set of keys with a red and white key holder, exactly matching the description of Stephanie Scott's keys. And while they were collecting evidence, Vincent suddenly returned. The police seized his vehicle immediately, and inside they found MDF boards stained with what looked like blood. Outside the house, they noticed tire marks that did not match his car, and on the ground, they found a used condom, while its wrapper was discovered in his bedroom. When they asked him where he had been that day, he said he was out taking photographs and pointed at a camera on the front seat. The detectives asked if they could check it, and he shrugged and said sure. The moment they turned it on, the first image appeared the burned body of a woman dumped in a remote wooded area. Vincent told them the photos were from a movie, and he took them because he thought they looked funny. But the police knew exactly what they were seeing. It was Stephanie. Vincent Stanford was arrested in connection with the disappearance and likely murder of Stephanie Scott.
Police last night arrested her co-worker, 24-year-old Vincent Stanford, a high school cleaner.
I reckon I was just horrified when I heard the news, couldn't quite comprehend it for a while.
Police found Ms Scott's car dumped in a paddock about 8.5 kilometres from where she was last seen, but they're yet to find her body.
It's tragic for the family. It's tragic for the people of Leeton. It's tragic for the people of New South Wales and society in general.
At the police station, Vincent refused to speak with investigators and immediately asked for a lawyer. But the detectives knew that a man who photographs the burned body of his victim would reveal far more through his phone and laptop than he ever would through words. But even then, they were not prepared for what they were about to see. Vincent's phone and laptop were filled with images of underage girls. Some of them were students from Leeton High School, while the rest were taken from the internet, and the photos showed disturbing sexual content, including acts involving animals. There were also images of women from the town that he had secretly followed without their knowledge, and the deeper the detectives went, the darker his behavior became. On April 10, 2015, 5 days after Stephanie was last seen, a new witness arrived at the station and said he saw a vehicle near a water channel. Just before 4 in the afternoon on Easter Sunday, he said a man got out of the car and threw something that looked like a laptop into the water before speeding away. Police retrieved the device quickly, and it was confirmed to be Stephanie's laptop.
Police divers have joined the search for the body of murdered bride-to-be Stephanie Scott in the New South Wales Riverina. Nine's Natalia Cooper is in Leeton this morning in a touching scene behind you there, Natalia. And what's the latest on the investigation?
The search has resumed for the body of 26-year-old school teacher Stephanie Scott. Police are searching fields and a vineyard near where the young teacher's red Mazda was found earlier this week. Police divers are also searching a canal in that area, and it's believed they have retrieved a laptop from the canal. Now, you mentioned the shrine that is growing behind me. It's been visited by so many people throughout the morning, and so many emotions have been seen here. People are absolutely devastated, whether they knew her personally or they didn't know her at all. This tragedy has really affected everyone in this town. We know that her family and her fiancé were here last night. They lit candles, they read some of the tributes, and they were clearly distraught and comforting each other.
Later that same day, just 1 day before her wedding, and after hours of searching an area 60 miles from her school, officers made a devastating discovery. The burned body of Stephanie Scott was found in a wooded section of Kookaburra National Park. She had been struck on the head 40 times, and the cause of death was severe trauma to the skull, and she had also been stabbed in the neck before being dumped and set on fire, which confirmed that the images found on Vincent's camera were indeed of Stephanie. While investigators sent her body to the forensic lab officers at the station, received an unexpected message. Vincent wanted to talk and said he was ready to lead them to Stephanie's body, unaware that they had already found it.
Where was she when you first saw her?
She was in the staff room upstairs for the English drama math teacher.
Okay. What was she doing?
She was working on a computer.
Was the staff room door open, closed, or?
Open.
Where were you at that time then?
I was working and had our pressure cleaner out to clean the garbage bins and put some of the garbage bins upstairs. That's when I saw her.
In the class, in the staff room?
Yes.
Did you say anything to her at that time?
No.
Did she say anything to you?
No.
Did she see you?
I think so.
Then you think so?
I walked by the door, so she probably knew I was there.
And we spoke to you on Wednesday night, on the 8th.
Yes.
And we spoke to you about certain scratches that I can still see on your face.
Yes.
Can you tell me where you got those scratches from?
Several of them are from Stephanie Scott.
And how did she do that?
With her fingernails.
And when did she do that?
When I tried to kill her. When I killed her.
When you killed her?
Yes.
Okay, so you say that you've... Can you just tell me exactly what happened when she walked... When you first... You said you were waiting for her to come out, were you? You were waiting for her to finish her work?
Yes.
Okay. What exactly happened then? When she finished her work, what did you do?
I picked her up from behind with my right hand over her mouth and my left hand around her middle. I dragged her into the store. I closed the door behind us, chucked her on the floor, and I beat her to death.
You say with your fists?
Yes.
Did you use any other weapon?
I did use a knife as well.
You say you got a feeling that you had to do it. What feeling? Can you describe that to me upon seeing her? What feeling came over you? Like, what did you feel?
That I had to kill her. I've had a lot of violent thoughts, but I've never acted on them.
Okay. So when you say you had a lot of violent thoughts, can you describe to me what those thoughts have been?
Killing various people I've met.
Yep.
Hurting them. That's about it, really.
And is there any reason why you wanted to kill these people or hurt these people?
No, I think I might have some mental problems, but they've never done anything to me to deserve it.
Are you able to tell me why you got angry at Stephanie and why you wanted to kill her?
I didn't really feel anger, I just wanted to kill her.
Oh, so you didn't feel anger?
No.
Okay. You just wanted to kill her?
Emotion.
Okay. So you just wanted to kill her?
Yes.
Can you tell me why you wanted to kill her?
No. I think just my mental health acting up again.
Okay, so when you've taken her out of the boot, did you take the clothes off her in the boot or did you take clothes off her in the ground?
On the ground.
On the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, obviously, she had, at this stage, there was a lot of blood and did she have injuries to her face? Did you notice any swelling or?
Yeah, the right side of her face.
Yep. It's quite.
Up near her eye.
Yep. And that's from when you punched her when she was on the ground? Okay. Then did you use match to light the fire or did you use cigarette?
Put some petrol on a stick and I lit a match on that.
Yep.
And I chucked the stick on there.
Yep. And where did the match, what about the match, where did you put it?
I think it's still there, probably.
Did you throw that in the fire or just drop it?
No, I dropped it where the stick was.
Okay. Is that far away from the body or?
No.
No. No. So when you travelled, did you stay around long to watch your body burn? Or?
No, I left straight away.
You left straight away?
Yeah, it was well light. It took a second. Petrol starts fast, so.
Yeah. Okay.
On your camera, you had 2 photos of the deceased body.
Yes.
Are those photographs of Stephanie?
Yes.
Can you tell me why you took those photographs of Stephanie?
No.
Why did you keep the bra? Like, you've disposed of everything else, why the bra?
I honestly don't know.
Don't know?
Maybe I wanted a souvenir.
Yep.
That's
Something to remember it by.
probably, but I had no real reason to keep it.
Why the bra though? Why not any other item?
I think it was clean.
Did you wash the bra?
I chucked it in the washing once, yeah.
At home or at school?
At home.
At home. Okay. What about her earrings, engagement ring?
Don't know, I might have taken that off earlier.
Earlier? Where did you take those off?
Probably when I was at home with her. No. When I went and collected all her stuff at the high school. Would have been not her earrings though.
But her engagement ring, you remember taking that?
Yeah. High school.
Where'd you put her engagement ring?
Don't know. Chucked so much stuff out.
Yep. So you got rid of that with the clothes, did you, or?
I would have chucked it in a bin somewhere when I chucked everything else out, but...
Despite his attempts to deny any sexual assault, detectives knew his claims were lies, and he was charged with aggravated sexual assault and causing actual bodily harm once his interrogation was made public. People were stunned and desperate to understand who this man was, who destroyed the life of a bride just days before her wedding. Vincent Stanford was born in Australia, but his family moved to the Netherlands when he was 3, before eventually returning to New South Wales. He told police he had dreamed of killing someone since he was 7, and that he choked his teacher when he was 12, and classmates used to call him Psycho because of his violent outbursts. Later, he was admitted to a psychiatric center for teenagers and was diagnosed with autism and oppositional defiant disorder. And after leaving, he said he wanted to join the army or university, but was rejected from both. After that, he moved between several jobs before being hired as a cleaner at Leeton High School. Originally on a 5-week contract that was later extended while working at the school, he often wandered into the girls' bathrooms during lunch breaks, and investigators discovered through his phone that he had been stalking a 12-year-old student, as well as 2 women who worked at nearby shops long before he killed Stephanie. They found nearly 2,000 photos of the 12-year-old girl, and he had written about her in a diary and followed her home multiple times, noting when she arrived and who was inside the house. Investigators believe she was his intended target, and when that plan fell apart, he went to the school and chose Stephanie instead. Forensic tests on his vehicle confirmed that the stains on the MDF boards were positive for Stephanie's DNA, and inside the Stanford home, police found her blood on a knife on parts of the car, lining on condom wrappers, and they also found her bra.
In handcuffs, wearing a Star Wars jumper, Marcus Stanford is led into court. New South Wales detectives waiting for him, with plane tickets at the ready. The 24-year-old was arrested about 7 o'clock this morning at his Forreston home in the Adelaide Hills. Neighbours stunned that the latest chapter in a murder case which shocked the nation played out on their doorstep.
It's quite disturbing and quite shocking for our little street, our little community, and it's sad that the case is, I guess, continuing on for the family as well.
Marcus Stanford can't be shown because he is Vincent's identical twin. His colleagues at an Adelaide Hills flower farm say he has little to do with them outside work.
Was I shocked? Not really.
Marcus Stanford didn't have a lawyer. When the magistrate asked if there was any reason he shouldn't be taken to Leeton, he told the court, in his thick Dutch accent, that he'd never been there, so he wouldn't need to go back. But he'll be on a flight to Sydney, in custody, tomorrow morning.
The arrest of Marcus, the brother of Vincent, came after investigators confirmed that he had received Stephanie's wedding ring and her driver's license, and that he sold the ring and burned the license. As for Vincent, while detectives were nearly done building the case, a major development surfaced when psychological testing confirmed he was fit to stand trial. And that is when Vincent made a decision that would spare the family the agony of a long courtroom battle.
Breaking news this morning, a school cleaner has pleaded guilty to the rape and murder of teacher Stephanie Scott in regional New South Wales. 25-year-old Vincent Stanford has appeared in the Supreme Court in Sydney this morning over the 2015 killing.
In July 2016, Vincent Stanford finally pleaded guilty to raping and murdering Stephanie. While the court reviewed the horrific details of the crime, Marcus was already facing charges of his own, and he was sentenced to 1 year and 3 months in prison. He was later released in October 2016. Around 60,000 people signed a petition demanding that his sentence be appealed. describing the punishment as laughable. But despite the public outrage, Marcus walked free and returned briefly to live with his mother in Leeton, and no one knows where he is now. After residents made it clear they did not want him in the town.
I just want to say sorry for what I've done, and for the hurt I caused the family. And, it's over for now. I hope I won't cause any more trouble. I did a really stupid thing, and unfortunately, I can't take it back.
On the day before what would have been Stephanie's 28th birthday, Vincent Stanford was sentenced to life in prison for murder and 15 years for aggravated sexual assault.
I am satisfied that this is a case of murder that clearly falls within the worst category. Mr. Stanford, would you stand up, please? For the aggravated sexual assault and the murder of Stephanie Claire Scott, you are convicted. Both of the sentence I impose will take effect from the 8th of April 2015. For the aggravated sexual assault, you are sentenced to imprisonment for 15 years. I decline to nominate a proportion of that sentence as a non-parole period, as there is no utility in doing so. For the murder of Stephanie Scott, you are sentenced to imprisonment for life.
Inside the courtroom, Stephanie's mother, Marilyn, stood with a voice weighed down by grief. She said that Vincent was too lost and too incapable of building a life of his own, so he chose instead to steal a life he had no right to take. What breaks them the most, she added, is knowing they will never truly understand what Stephanie went through in her final moments, and the thought that she might have suffered, even for a single second, is a pain no family should ever carry.
We need to be able to fade from public view, to mourn our beautiful girl, and work our way through our grief. We will not be answering any questions, participating in any interviews, or any programs in the future. Tomorrow we begin to celebrate Stephanie's too short, amazing life. This should be her 28th birthday, the second one we celebrate without her. We will be having a cup of tea and a mint slice biscuit at 3. Please join us. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime documentaries. See you in the next video.